Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today we are going to be talking about 20 different fragrances that I am so excited to pull out for spring. So yeah, these are all perfumes. A couple of them are new to my collection, but these are all perfumes that I am just so excited to wear now that it is getting warmer. Some of these are old favorites, and like I said again, some of them are new, and I just can't wait to get them on in the heat. So anyways, I'm going to jump right in. One of the first ones, this is one of the first perfumes that I pull out when it starts to get warm every year because I just love it so much. This is from Giorgio Armani, and this is Acqua, I don't know how you say this, Acqua de Gioia. Somebody told me that's not correct, and I don't really know the right way to say it. So, but anyways, Acqua de Gioia Essenza. This unfortunately is long discontinued. This is by far my favorite version of this fragrance that has ever been done. It's so beautiful. It's bright and light and crisp and citrusy, and it's got sugar and mint in it. And the mint just gives it this really beautiful freshness. This is a massive crowd pleaser. I even had, at the end of my days, at my old job, I wore this into work one day, and one of the guys that I worked with was like, "What perfume are you wearing?" And I told him, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, it's a discontinued one, but it's, you know, such and such." And I told him, it does smell similar to the original for sure. It's definitely not like a huge departure from the original Acqua de Gioia. So I told him, just because he wanted to order it for his wife, because he was like, man, it smells so good. And so yeah, I said, well, just order the original one because it'll probably do the trick. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar. This one is just beautiful because it's got that mint and lemon and sugar, and oh, it's so good. I am really, really excited to pull this out and start wearing it in the warmer weather. So that is the first one. That is Acqua de Gioia Essenza from Armani. Such a good one. If you guys ever come across a bottle of that, like on one of the gray market or like on, you know, a resale site like Mercari or eBay or anything, snap it up. It is such a good one. Okay, this next one, I am so excited to wear this because I have a Bath & Body Works lotion that I'm going to layer this over because it smells just like it. That is Ralph from Ralph Lauren. So I love this fragrance. This is one of the only kind of fruity fragrances like this that I really like. So this has got a beautiful osmanthus note in it. It's got some other things like osmanthus and freesia. It's got baronia in it. It's got white musk. It's just beautiful. It's sweet and light and fresh smelling, and it takes me right back to the 2000s when this first came out, and literally everybody wore this. Like, this is all you would smell. If you ever went anywhere, every female wore this, and so it would be all you smelled. And it was like that for a couple of years, I remember. And I wouldn't wear it back then just because I was, you know, I think those were my Stella days. But this, oh my gosh, I love it now. And because it's super nostalgic for me now. So anyways, that is Ralph from Ralph Lauren. I'm super excited to pull that one out and wear it. This next one is a rose fragrance, and I love this fragrance. As soon as it starts to get warm out, oh my gosh, this is the rose that I crave in my collection. This is Trussardi Delicate Rose, and this is just such a beautiful, fresh, oh my gosh, fresh, clean rose. This has got like bamboo and kumquat in the top. So you get this really beautiful, almost astringent kind of freshness. And it's also got lotus in it, which again is another kind of light, not sweet, more of like a green floral. Oh, it's just beautiful. And then it's got some light wood notes in the base. They're not very prominent. But yeah, just beautiful. It's also got some apple in it, which I really don't get the apple, but it does add just a touch of sweetness. It's just really, really beautiful. I love this. It's a very fresh, clean, delicate rose is a perfect name for it. It's beautiful. So anyways, that is Trussardi Delicate Rose. I love it in the heat. It's such a good one. Okay, next we've got a couple of Derek Lam fragrances. I love these fragrances for warm weather. The first one is called Looking Glass, and this is very fresh and clean. It's a green. It's a very fresh green floral. It's not citrusy, or sorry, oh my gosh. It's not sweet at all. And it's just a beautiful, like fresh springtime fragrance. It's watery smelling. It's just really, really beautiful. I love this one. And then I also have this one here called Hi-Fi. And I picked this one up in the middle of the winter, so I haven't even had a chance to wear this one yet. It's a really beautiful, very fresh, clean, not at all sweet, watery floral. It's a lot like Looking Glass, but Looking Glass has a little bit more going on because I believe it's got orris in the base, if I remember correctly. But this one is just really, really fresh and clean. So I'm very excited to give this one a really good wear test now that it's warm out. Or it's getting warm out. We're not quite there yet. It's like the cold just does not want to go away. It just keeps hanging around. It got down in the 40s last night and I was like, dang, I'm just ready for warm weather. Okay, this next one is one that I'm just excited to pull this out. It's such a beautiful all year round fragrance, but I love this in the spring and summer. I just think it's the best. That is Elizabeth Arden Green Tea. I have not worn this fragrance for such a long time. Oh my gosh, and it's one that I forget about, but this is such a beautiful, classic, perfect spring fragrance. It really is just kind of a light tea fragrance. It's got a touch of sweetness. It's fresh. It's very clean smelling, and it's just a classic beauty. I adore this fragrance. I don't give this one enough love in my collection. Now that it is getting warmer out, I am definitely going to pull this out and wear it. In fact, my goal is to use this up. I think, how would you guys feel about a Project Pan, but for perfume? I've got fragrances in my collection that I really just want to use up. Fragrances like this, I feel like are not going to keep for a long time. If this were like an original formulation bottle, I would feel better about it. But because this is a newer formulation bottle, I've had this for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years now. I feel like the quality isn't the same anymore, and I don't trust that it's gonna stay good for very long. So this is one that I definitely want to pull out and use up, and then I'll just buy another bottle because I don't want it to go bad on me. So anyways, yeah, let me know if you guys would be interested in like a perfume Project Pan. Fragrances, and then I'll pull all the fragrances that I want to get through in the rest of this year, and we'll see if I can be successful at it. I think that would be kind of fun. So anyways, that is Elizabeth Arden Green Tea, such a classic beauty. This next one, this is a new one to my collection. I bought this at the very end of the summer last year, and I only had the chance to wear it one time. This is YSL Libre Eau de Toilette, and it's very, very similar to Libre. It's just a little bit lighter, and it's got something quite bright in the top. But it does smell very, very similar to Libre. It is laughable how much Libre I've got in my collection. I've got a full bottle of the Eau de Toilette, I've got a partial bottle of the original, and I've got 2 full bottles of the Intense because I'm obsessed with this fragrance. Obsessed. I love it. This one has a lot of the same notes. It smells very similar. But this has got jasmine tea in it. It's got ambergris in the base. Vanilla. It's mostly the same notes. Orange blossom, lavender. Oh, gosh, it's just a little bit lighter. And it smells brighter. And yeah, I'm just excited to give this a lot of love in the heat this year. So anyways, that is YSL Libre Eau de Toilette. Okay, this next one, this is a new fragrance to my collection. This was sent over from the house, and I cannot tell you guys just how excited I am to have this, number one, and to wear this as soon as it starts getting warm out. This is Paradiso from the Maker, and oh my gosh, you guys. So I am not familiar with mangosteen. It's just not anything that I've ever had. I know that it's not a citrus. And I guess it kind of smells like a fruit, but you know what it really reminds me of is grapefruit. It really has a grapefruit. It smells very, very much like pink grapefruit, but just a little bit different. This is amazing though, you guys. This is definitely my favorite fragrance like this that I have ever smelled. It is so fresh and biting, but in such a good way. It's like one of those fragrances that as soon as you smell it, it like makes your mouth water, and it makes your like the back of your mouth, where when you smell something or taste something really sour, it like tightens up back there. I mean, your mouth almost wants to do that when you smell this because it's so fresh and almost sour smelling, but in the best way possible. It also has like a touch of maybe a pepperiness, or yeah, definitely a touch of like a pepperiness that really kind of grounds it. It's beautiful, and this fragrance is an absolute beast, which is one of the things that I love about it, because you're gonna smell just fresh and amazing all day long. And this bottle, I love this bottle so much. They're so beautiful. It's just a touch whiter at the bottom than on the top. So it's just a really, really cool looking bottle. The lid is gorgeous. It's very, very high quality. It just looks super expensive, and it feels super expensive too. It's just a very high quality bottle. And the liquid inside is no different. It's just so good. So anyways, I am so excited to wear the heck out of this summer, because I just know I'm going to. This is one that leans perfectly unisex too. This would smell amazing on my husband as well as myself. In fact, I might get him to wear this summer. Maybe we'll both wear it, and we'll just be in this cloud of beautiful tart mangosteen. So anyways, that is from the Maker. This one is called Paradiso. I'm so excited about it. Okay, this next one, this is an oldie but a goodie, you guys. I love this fragrance, and it totally reminds me of spring. This is Amarige from Givenchy, and this is, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful, sweet, vintagey smelling floral. White floral. Amarige has got a ton of notes in it, like a ton, but it's got every flower. It's got tuberose and gardenia and jasmine and rose and like so many more, orange blossom, so many notes. It's got plum in it. It's got vanilla in the base. It's got tonka bean in the base. It's just got a million notes in it. It's like one of those fragrances is like a kitchen sink fragrance, but it has such a unique and distinctive smell. And I love it in the warm weather. As soon as it gets to be spring, this is the floral that I think about, because it is just such a beautiful vintagey floral. It reminds me of the 90s, and it's beautiful. So anyways, that is Amarige from Givenchy. It's such a beauty. Okay, this next one, this is like quintessentially spring. I cannot think about spring without immediately thinking about this fragrance. And this is Lanvin Eclat d'Arpège. So, oh my gosh, this is a very light, green leaning, slightly sweet, watery floral. It's beautiful. I believe this has a tea note in it as well. It's got like a light tea note. It's got lilac. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. Again, light, airy, springy, watery, green leaning floral. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's very slightly sweet. There's nothing like overwhelming. None of the notes stick out to me. It's just this really beautiful, light, green leaning, maybe just the slightest touch. I don't want to say it's powdery. It's not powdery. It's almost got a softness to it. It's got a rounded, I don't know, kind of like a round softness to it. It's beautiful. This is one of the most affordable gems ever. You can get Lanvin fragrances for in the $20 range, and they're so good. Lanvin is such an underrated house in my opinion. And yeah, I cannot think of spring without immediately thinking about this fragrance. So anyways, that is Eclat d'Arpège from Lanvin. Such a beauty. And the bottle. I love the bottle. It's got this really pretty rhinestone on top and that liquid. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, this next one, this is spring in a bottle to me. This is the most beautiful spring for floral, but it's not like a super fresh one. It is, but this is rich and sweet and really beautiful. This is Versace Pour Femme. And this one, I've got the notes on the bottle, so I'll just tell you. It says living dewdrops, hydroponic guava, icy blackcurrant, lotus flowers, white nymphea, living atmospheric orchid, living angel wing jasmine, musks, warm delicate woods, and atlas cedar. Oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful, kind of warm, but at the same time fresh, and again, kind of green leaning, very, very fresh floral. It's got a sweetness to it, but it's more of like a, I don't know, it's more of like a fresh sweetness. It's not a heavy sweetness at all, but this is a very, very rich fragrance. Mine is a tester, and I'm so glad. I love testers. Yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful perfume. It's very, very unique smelling. There are definitely fragrances on the market like this, but I don't know. There's something really unique about how this one smells. It's just amazing. So anyways, that is Versace Pour Femme. Such a beautiful spring floral. That's like the Lanvin. I can't think of spring without thinking of it either. Okay, this next one is one that was just sent over to me recently. I did a whole video on it, and it is such a beautiful fragrance. This is Peonypop from Hermetica. Oh my gosh. It's like light and bright and floral, but at the same time, this has got some really cozy, warm, deeper notes in it, like plum, and it's got some deeper notes in the base. And it goes on really light and fresh, but this one dries down to being a really cozy, warm fragrance, and I love it. Oh, it's so good. This is going to be one that I'm going to wear when I want something cozy smelling, but I still want to smell seasonally appropriate. Like I still want to smell like spring, because this is one that you'll smell like spring for a while, like, you know, maybe the first 30 minutes or so, but then after it starts to dry down, it still smells light enough that it's not like a winter fragrance or anything, of course not, but it's really warm and cozy and beautiful. I love this. This is a very unique fragrance in my collection. Yeah, I've really been loving this fragrance. So anyways, that is Hermetica Peonypop. For being a really beautiful, very high quality niche fragrance that is also an absolute beast, and you don't have to spray on much and it'll get you through the entire day. You can get a 1 ounce bottle for $100, which I don't think is horrible for a niche fragrance, and a really high quality niche fragrance at that. So anyways, that is Hermetica Peonypop. I'm really loving that, and I can't wait to give it more love this spring. This is one that I just recently picked up. My bottle looks kind of rough because it did leak when it was sent to the original owner. It is a tester bottle though, which I'm super excited about. This is Montal Paris Rose Elixir. And this is very similar to the 2012 formulation of Miss Dior. And it's, oh, it's so beautiful. It's just a really beautiful, sweet rose. Sweet, fresh rose. Oh, it's so good. It's an absolute beast. Oh my goodness. My cat is sitting on my lap and she is covered in perfume. She's probably like, why are you spraying? Oh my goodness, she smells just like this now. She's gonna be the best smelling cat in town. But yeah, just beautiful, sweet rose. It smells a lot like the 2012 formulation of Miss Dior Cherie. And it's an absolute beast. I mean, 2 sprays of this and you're gonna smell like this for 10 hours. Like, it's so good. So anyways, that is Montal Rose Elixir, such a beauty. Okay, next, I had 3 Stella fragrances that I could have pulled because I think that all of them would have been appropriate, but I wanted to keep this video down to just 20 fragrances because I know it's going to be super long as it is. So I went ahead and picked Pop Bluebell from Stella to represent my Stella fragrances. This is a beauty. It's such a stunning, fresh, very slightly sweet, again, slightly green leaning, watery floral. This has got a tomato leaf note in it, but it's not, I don't know, it's definitely not tomato leaf like the tomato leaf you get in like DKNY Women. It's definitely not like a super pungent or really like anything that you can even smell. It's just beautiful and fresh. I think it's got a green violet note in it, or I don't know. It's very slightly green leaning, very fresh, very watery, slightly sweet. It's a super crowd pleaser. I get tons of compliments on this when I wear it. And this is one that I used to be able to wear to work. It would get me through the entire workday, like where I could smell it. The Original Pop is another beautiful spring fragrance. Stella Eau de Toilette, beautiful watery rose fragrance. I mean, just gorgeous, like any of them. Like, I wanted to include all of them because I'm excited to wear every single one of them. But this one is really, really special. They've all been discontinued at this point, so if you come across Stella fragrances, definitely snap them up while you still can. Okay, next we have a Ralph Lauren fragrance, another Ralph Lauren fragrance. And I almost was going to get rid of this fragrance because I didn't feel like there was anything very special about it when I got it, and it's just not really the kinds of fragrances that I go for. But when I revisited this and realized how unique it actually is, I definitely changed my mind very quickly. So we were talking about Ralph Lauren Big Pony 2. When you very first smell this, you're like, it just kind of smells like, you know, a generic, slightly fruity, sweet, like something that you would find in a celebrity scent, really. But then the second time I wore this and revisited it, I realized that all this is cranberry and tonka bean. So, and the cranberry it's the only like really cranberry forward fragrance that I've got in my collection, and it really does smell like cranberry juice. It's really, really good. And then the tonka bean gives it this kind of creaminess and warmth. And it's beautiful. I love this fragrance. Like, I love it so much more than I ever thought that I even would, because I felt like it was so generic when I first smelled it. But then I was like, no, it actually does smell like cranberry juice. It's really nice. So yeah, I'm super excited to give this some love this spring. That is Ralph Lauren Big Pony 2. Okay, for me, this next one is spring in a bottle. It doesn't get much more spring than this. This is Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche, and yeah, this just smells like spring. This is light and bright and citrusy with light woods in the base. It's super, super fresh. I do have an alternative for you that you will see in an upcoming dupes video. Yeah, there is something out there that smells very, very similar to this. You'll definitely have the same kind of experience for a quarter of the price. Not even a quarter. You can, like less than a tenth of the price, really. But anyways, so that is Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche, just spring in a bottle, fresh, light, fresh, and just citrusy, just such a good spring fragrance. Okay, next we have a Kenzo fragrance. I love this. This is Kenzo Flower Eau de Lalique. And this is bergamot, rose, jasmine, and white musks. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is beautiful and fresh and sweet. It's a beautiful, fresh, sweet floral. It's very, very unique smelling. For having notes like rose and jasmine and white musk in it, you would think, oh, I've smelled that combination a million times. This one, there's something very, very unique about it. And it is so beautiful. This one is an absolute beast too. You can spray this on once in the morning and you will smell like this for the rest of the day. It clings to clothing like no other. It's one of those very, very persistent fragrances. And it is just beautiful. I love this. I pull it out every spring and I just enjoy wearing it so, so much. So anyways, that is Kenzo Flower Eau de Lalique. Okay, next we have a Kate Spade fragrance. This is called Kate Spade Walk on Air. And this, oh my gosh. This is one of the freshest fragrances in my collection. I mean, it really does smell like scented air or something. It's very, very crisp and fresh. It's almost got like a cucumber vibe to it. It's beautiful. For being as crisp and fresh and light as it is a beast. This thing lasts forever. It's one of those fragrances that it just does something with your skin chemistry too. And it's just warm and clean and it just lasts forever on. It's a really, really beautiful, very underrated fragrance in my opinion. I think it's a really, really nice perfume. And I'm very excited to give this some love, not only in the spring, but in the summer as well. It's a great summer fragrance. So anyways, that is Kate Spade Walk on Air. Such a good one. Okay, two more. This next one is one that I picked this up right as it was starting to get kind of cold, so I haven't even given this one a good wear test yet. But this is Eau de Lalique from Lalique, and this is another, oh man, this is another really bright, fresh, kind of green leaning, woody, yeah, fresh, citrusy, woody fragrance, very light. This is a Jean-Claude Alina fragrance, so it's similar to something that you would find like from an Hermes fragrance, from one of the really light, fresh, watery, citrusy, woody fragrances in those lines. It's definitely what you get from this as well. It's really, really beautiful. So I haven't given this a really good full wear test yet, and I'm really, really excited to this spring. So I can really talk to you guys about it and let you know how it is. This one is really difficult to find though, so yeah. But anyways, that is Eau de Lalique from Lalique. And then last but not least is a perfume that I purchased this in the middle of the winter, and I still have not given this a good wear test yet because I feel like it really needs some heat. And this is Britney Spears' Festive Fantasy. So this is beautiful. Oh, I love this. It smells like candy. It's really, really sweet, slightly fruity. And it straight up smells like candy. It's got like a caramely kind of vibe to it. It smells like light, sweet candy. and I just know I'm gonna love it. I love the Fantasy line. I just love Britney Spears fragrances in general. They're so good. They're some of my favorite celebrity perfumes, especially the Fantasy line. So yeah, I'm super excited to finally give this one a really good wear test. So anyways, that is Britney Spears Festive Fantasy. And that is going to be it, guys. Those are 20 different fragrances that I'm really, really excited to pull out this spring. I could definitely do a part 2 of this video if you guys want one. I had to definitely leave some fragrances to the side because I wanted to keep it narrowed down to 20. Let me know if you guys want to see a part 2. I do hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.